Hey everybody, welcome to the Creativity Cave. I'm Dina Rico and I'm so excited to be stamping with you today. I have an amazing project to share with you, and the reason I love it so much is because it is totally non-traditional Christmas card and Christmas colors, which I just love. I think especially at this point, I've been making Christmas cards now for several months. I'm kind of over Christmas, I have to tell you. But I absolutely love how my card turned out, and I think it is just so fun and exciting and bright, happy, good Christmas card. And of course, I love happy things because I like to spread the joy, so to speak. So at any rate, I want to show you how easy this card was to make and what I used to create it. First of all, I have to tell you the inspiration for this is on my blog, so you have to check out the picture because you'll die. It's just so not anything like this. But what I did pick out from this was some color combinations, and they were a combination of things that I liked that were different. The black and white with the bright pops of color on a neutral background, which is what I really loved about this. And I got this off of my Stampin' Up! Inspiration Pinterest board, and I have a link to that in my blog post, as well as all the supplies and dimensions and all of the good stuff that I used on this card. But the cool thing about my inspiration Pinterest board is that it's all stuff, for the most part. I have a few Stampin' Up! Things on there, but for the most part, it's like color combinations or like displays or art or painting or just different things that are so not stamping necessarily, but where I can draw inspiration from. And I really like using those boards when I'm trying to come up with something new, or if I'm stuck, or if I haven't been stamping in a while and I need something to kind of get my juices flowing. So that's why I really like that board. Now let's get to it. Of course, I need a little protection for my stamp area, that is. I don't know what you guys were thinking of. I'm using a fabulous stamp set. And half the reason I love the stamp set, of course, it's snowflakes, which I live in Iowa. It is snowy. It is butt cold. And when I say butt cold, I mean like below butt cold, because it's really cold right now. It was a high of like -2 yesterday. And I think, well, many people don't like the cold. I don't mind the cold so much as long as there's snow on the ground and it's pretty. And right now there's snow on the ground and it's pretty. However, it's like a balmy like 2 above right now, so we're good. But I love snowflakes. I always have. They're pretty. They're kind of geometric. I love that they're just cool. So I love this stamp set. And the other thing that's so awesome about this stamp set is there are not one, but 2 punches that coordinate with this. So we have the Snow Flurry punch, which you can see right here has these 2 snowflakes that it punches out perfectly. And then we have another punch. This is the Flower Medallion punch, which originally came with a flower stamp set that this punched out flower images, but it works on this image. Awesome. I love to punch things out, especially after die cutting a lot this winter. I really liked this fact that there was some punching that I could do. So let me show you how I did this. Now, again, all of the stuff is on my blog as far as details and dimensions and colors and whatnot. But here we go. We're going to start with a Pear Pizzazz card base, which is kind of different. It's a little out there. I mean, as far as Christmas cards go, especially because we're pairing it with black. And this is Sahara Sand, and then we're going to do some bright pops of color. So to do my background here, I'm going to use white, and I think white is a wonderful color. Obviously, snowflakes are white. I mean, hello, we get that part. But I think white is so fun with these detail images on a background. No matter what color background, of course, it's fun on black, but it's fun on this neutral color too. I love white on crumb cake as well. I'm always a big fan of that. Okay, now I have to tell you one little thing. So you can see if you use pink and red on your stamps, they do kind of stain your photopolymer, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It still works just fine. I have noted that if this is not like a clean stamp, when you start stamping with white, it will like absorb the white or absorb the color into your white ink pad. Just be aware of that. And if you're wondering how I know, of course, it's always experience. Always experience. But I'm just going to stamp this background. And by the way, you have to check out the picture that this the whole idea came from, and you're going to laugh because it has absolutely nothing to do with stamping at all whatsoever. But it's pretty fun. So I'll just take and stamp. Oh, where did my other snowflake go? Well, it figures. I mean, I had everything ready. Oh, it's just hiding behind my punches. I was going to say, I know I had it. I double checked. Okay, so I stamped my 3 white images on there, and you can see they're very pretty against that neutral background. But now I'm going to jazz it up with the bright colors. So we're going to do some bright color stamping. I have some scraps of paper here, which I love using up my scraps. I don't know about you guys, but that's like, there's something just really satisfying when you can use up some of your scraps that you couldn't throw away, because that would be madness. So I really like that. Now, just like with the white ink, you should definitely clean these before you put them in the colored ink. Also, a word of personal experience. There was a long time I had an ink pad that had a white image in it. I can't remember if it actually might have even been from the stamp set, but I always kind of giggled every time I saw it, but mostly it was annoying. Okay, because just like you're excited to get rid of this, you kind of go crazy when you do things to your other supplies that you wish you didn't. Okay, rambling alert. Let's stop that now. Okay. Also, by the way, I cut these two come together so that they work with the punch. I cut them apart, but I can also put them back together. You can see they fit like that. That's how they line up. That way I can use these stamps individually, which I love. But if I want to punch, you know, the two together out, I can do that just as easily. Now, Dina has to think for just a second here which images she wants. I want one, the smallest one in both the Melon Mambo and the Tangerine Tango. And one thing to do too when you're stamping and trying to remember is put your punch upside down, because if you look at it this way, it's wrong, because upside down is how you'll actually punch it. And then you can see, yes, this should be on this end because it would be the easiest way to punch it out. But if I was stamping this one, I would stamp it on this end of my cardstock because that would be the easiest way to punch it out. Does that make sense? I hope it does. You know, without punching out a lot of excess waste paper. Because of course, I mean, there's plenty here. I could make all kinds of snowflakes. Okay, so I punched that one. Then I'm also going to do this medium. I say medium because we did the big, huge white one here, and then this is a medium one, which we will do in our Melon Mambo. Now, one other thing I might mention to people is when you have our new style firm foam pads, and I say new, they've been around for several years now, but they are still new to people. It's important to re-ink them. Okay, they will need much more re-inking than the old felt style pads did. And the reason is because you're transferring so much more ink onto your images to get those nice crisp images. So just be aware of that. Now, as I look at this and punch this out, I'm thinking, look at how light that is compared to this card, which is completely dry. I think I need to re-ink my ink pad. So I hope you don't mind. We're going to do that. I like to do that on camera so you can see how it's done. If you've never done it, so here's my Melon Mambo ink. I'm just double checking that I didn't have one. I know I'm kind of a mess, but I think you'll appreciate this. So partly I can tell, I knew this needed re-inking before I got going actually. I can see some lighter spots in here, which it's a little tricky to see on the camera. I'm trying to angle it just right because my lights sort of glare and cause problems. But I can see I needed more ink on here. And I could see when it stamped and it was not that dark that I definitely needed more ink on here. So I'm just going back and forth all over. Now do you see how much darker that is that when I put the ink on? It was kind of evenly light, so clearly my ink really my pad really needed re-inking. But then I'm going to go around the edges just to make sure I'm filling in all of the surface of my pad, and then I kind of rub it in with my tip of the re-inker. And then I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm not squeezing anything out. I'm just lightly brushing this to work the ink into the pad. Now, if I still see some light areas, like there's one right here, I'm going to just put a little more ink on there. And I have not used much re-inker, but now I have a nice newly re-inked pad. Now, when I go to use this, it sometimes can be really juicy. That's why I encourage you not to re-ink tons in there, just enough so that you can really get a good amount of ink on there. If you go a little crazy, sometimes you get too much ink, and then you kind of need to get rid of some of that ink. Let me check and see how this stamps, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, that stamped pretty well. It's a little bit juicy, but it's not horrible. The reason I know it's a little juicy is like there was a bubble of ink right there. Okay, so in that case, sometimes I like to just run my stamp. I'm tapping it all over the pad. That kind of distributes the ink, and you can see it's getting a little better. Let's try stamping this one more time, and we'll see where we're at. And I think this one will be even better. Yep, you can see it's not as blotchy as this one. Do you see that? Still just a teeny bit, but we're going to cover part of this up too. So, all right, I am definitely digging the look of this compared to this. Do you see how much lighter? Oh, it looks like this was stamped off. Okay, so there you have it. Today's lesson in re-inking. Now I still need to do my little one because that one was super light too. We'll punch this out. Sorry about the extra time, but I hope you don't mind the lesson. Luckily, this card is so easy. The rest is going to come together quick. A few little stamps and dimensionals, and we are good to go. Last but not least, I have my Bermuda Bay, which I think I've fairly recently re-inked. So we will be good there as well. Okay, looks great. Just how we wanted it. All right, and then we've got that punched. Let's put it all together, and you can see how awesome this card is. Now, I don't want an ink catastrophe, so I'm getting rid of a few things. You know how I like to chuck stuff around my office. Okay, so I have my pretty stamped part here, but I need my sentiment. Now, what I love too about this set, gorgeous sentiments. It's got the sending you a flurry of warm Christmas wishes, which I think is kind of appropriate, especially today here. And I know most of the nation is gripped in this little cold spell. So even people in Texas are cold right now. So there you go. Wishing you warm Christmas wishes. I stamped that in just some black ink. Okay, a little crooked, but we'll let it go this time. All right, so I have, oops, that's my old one, isn't it? Here's my nice bright new one. Okay, I have my bright snowflake. I'm going to curl the edges because, as you well know, dimension means everything to me. I love having dimension, and just verifying I did adhere that right onto my card. Oh, my fast fuse is out. No wonder nothing's coming. Okay. So I'll do this up here like so. And then I have my smaller snowflake that I will pop up with a dimensional right over the top. And then I'm going to add a rhinestone. Now I have these special rhinestones. These are super cute. They were actually discontinued a while ago, but I bought a bunch of them because I thought they were pretty. I like them. They're called iced rhinestones, and they look like actual jewels to me. I mean, don't you think this would be like a really awesome ring? Or I could be a little obnoxious and have a really, really awesome ring. Oh, look at that. So pretty. Okay, I'm not quite that bad. Close, but not quite. We'll just use them on our card today. So I've attached these. Now, if you're wondering, well, if you don't have any and want some, well, I have a deal for you. For people who order through my online store in December, whatever month this is, December, the month of Christmas and the holiday season, you will get a free package of these automatically if you order from me. And if you order from me more than once, that's right, you'll get more than one. All that you have to do is use the hostess code that is on my blog for December, and it is at the bottom of every single post that I post. And when you use that, you will get these sent to you automatically. And of course, all my VIPs, when you order from me, you become a VIP, you will receive catalogs. And did you know we have a new catalog coming January? I have a whole bunch that are going out today, as a matter of fact. And I probably will have to do it in a couple of trips to the post office because literally it will kill me otherwise. There's quite a few. I'll take a picture and post it on my blog at some point as well to share with you. Now I just kind of ticked up the ends of these so you can see. That's fun. Now I'm just going to put a regular old rhinestone on this one in the center, but that's the nice big rhinestone. So there you go. Excuse me. Pardon, I'm so sorry. I'm not sick. I think I just like sucked in my saliva wrong. Don't you like all the personal details you get with a video from Dina? Oh, I like to keep it light, ladies and gents. I hope there are gents at some point watching my videos. Okay, so here is my card. That is all that there is to it. I know we went on a little long, but we had an entire how to re-ink your pad description, which I think is always good information. I hope you loved this project. Please check out my blog, and thank you so much for stamping with me today. I always love stamping. Come back tomorrow because I have another great project for you. See you guys. Bye.